on the corner, real talk corner.
Real Entertainment Network.
Hi, Reese. The talk is still real. We still on the corner. We gonna touch on some topics.
SKN, we got topics. Let's have a discussion. The people got questions. The people want answers. Yeah, we got topics. Let's have a discussion. The people got questions. The people want answers. Yeah, it's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. Real talk. It's real talking. Real talking.
Hi, Reese. The talk is still real. We still on the corner.
Real talk
We
corner.
gonna touch on some topics.
It's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. Real talk. It's real talking. Real talking.
Check it out. You know, in tune.
Let me flow.
Hey. Well, go on.
Everything
brother.
good, yeah, what going on? What going on?
Mia. You
Yeah,
know, you know.
yeah.
You know, happy Mother's Day, belated Mother's Day to all the wonderful and beautiful mothers out there.
Definitely.
And you know, Mother's Day go. Oops, look at that. That is a comment that just came in and the wrong input is on the screen. But we're gonna fix that. Hold on. I want to big up everybody who's tuning in, and I just want to say, share the show. You know, get the show out there to people. We have a good one today. We have a youngster and youth, you know, doing big things in his field. And so, but Reese, what's going on with you? Talk to me.
Man, I cool, yeah. You know how extra, you know, living legend global superstar, the mode activated. You know, I still celebrating my birthday, you know. So the birthday is not over as yet. I am still in birthday celebration mode, and everybody who tell me that my birthday done gone, I could run about our business because I'm in birthday celebration mode.
No, blessed earth strong. Blessed earth strong to you, you know,
Oh
Reese.
yeah,
Blessed earth
oh
strong.
yeah, oh you
Yeah,
mean.
blessed earth strong to you. I know you as a man that celebrate every month,
Definitely.
I mean, every day
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the month. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, by rights, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
By rights.
you me first, you know, I might as well just finish it off.
Yeah, make
you
it
know.
count them. Yeah, make it count the month that the month belongs to me. That's what the thing said.
Yeah.
The month belongs
So,
to me. The month belongs to me. What going on with you
I
though?
by you know, I offer very tough Mother's Day, you know, but survive the Mother's Day, and you know, just waiting and just hoping. And anyway, what going on with me? I'm excited right now. You know why? Because we have a young person to talk to tonight, right? A young person who I've seen develop over the years. You know, however I seen him develop over the years. Well, you know, I used to see him run as a youngster in the Inter-Premier championship. Then we moved on to high school. I outpaced him in age. They might not be able to tell, but I outpaced him in age, and I saw him also take his athletic career quite seriously in high school, which is rare. You know what I mean? Because there's that fall off, like J. Cole, big up J. Cole, wherever he there, Mr. Fall Off. But there's that fall off, and he took it seriously, and I saw him, and continue his career, and now, he's still in athletics and stuff. But being young is the important part here, because what he has achieved so far at this age, you know what I mean, is amazing. And I'm excited to hear his story, and figure out, and also hear what else he has to say about the state of athletics in Nevis, then the state of athletics in St. Kitts and Nevis, and that can be the juicy part, you know what I mean? Of course, we're going to hear about his plans as well, what it is. And so what about You want to say anything? I just want to bring them up on screen.
Yeah, just bring him on screen and we're gonna talk to him. And I mean, like you said, he has progressed, and not only
Yeah.
has he progressed, but he has made a change where he went from being the athlete to now coaching the athletes, and we have to speak about the transition from one to the other.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna reason with him and see exactly how everything goes.
We got a lot to talk about. So let me bring him on,
Yeah,
and
man.
we got Coach Royston Queeley. He don't like to hear himself called coach, but you don't know. It's an official title. It's like doctor. So, Coach. Okay.
Hey, everything good. Pleasant good evening to everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And good morning to Evan joining in from England. So, Coach Royston Queeley. We can just call you Royston, and sometimes I can just call you Coach. You know what I mean? For those who don't know you, just give them a little background on who you are. You know, definitely. You could give them a little of your schooling and your accomplishments and whatever the case may be. Just whatever you feel like telling the people, just tell them.
Well, good evening, everyone. First of all, let me just take this opportunity to thank you guys for having me on your show. It's a
Respect.
great pleasure to be here. As everybody know, my name is Royston Queeley. Most people probably know me as Sket. I am one of the coach at the Charleston Primary School. So basically, as the show goes on, you will get to learn much more about me.
Yeah. So you singled out Charleston Primary School, you know. I mean, do you feel like Charleston Primary School is a big part of your identity? And you know, I can get into
Most,
that
de-
because
most
as a matter.
definitely. Most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just
Wow.
fall back like, whoa! I can't believe the man said that. Like, what's
The
wrong,
man said,
Reese?
the
What's
man said
wrong?
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We must go and congratulate you on your winning. What it's like the sixth title for you as the coach?
Fifth.
Fifth?
Fifth. Yeah.
Okay, the fifth title for you. As coach, and you say you have a coaching team at the Charleston Primary, but congratulations to you. That's difficult because ain't
Thank
just
you.
winning. It's like what, repeating?
Yeah.
You lose between?
Never. Well, I lost my first year.
Your first year.
I lost. Think that was 2017. That was the first time. I think I came fifth. Much people don't
You
know
get
that
it
one.
back? Are you get it back? You
Yeah,
must make some one day here, man.
but it was circumstances beyond my control.
Yeah.
It was circumstances beyond my control.
That's all right. We got some things to talk about, especially when it comes around primary school athletics. You did have a controversial football season as well, you know. So I
Yes,
don't know,
yes.
that still out there. Reese, what you smiling about? You thinking, man? You know, you just remember that.
no, I listening. I listening as I just hoping that he remember
But
what he's saying now. Because I got a lot of
if
questions to ask.
Reese if Reese
Yeah.
forget, I mean most people forget too. So thank God.
No. Reese said he has a lot to ask. But you know, I also want to congratulate you on your latest certification. You want to tell us a little bit more about that certification and what it means to you and your career?
But basically, it's not a recent certification. That's a certification I got probably 2 years ago. But people
What?
probably just know it. People probably just know about it.
I just
But
seen it.
I did a course with NACAC to be a certified coach in track and field. It was sponsored through the Olympic Committee via Canada. They were the one who sponsored it. And currently, I am doing a Bachelor of Science in Sports Kinetics at the University of the West Indies. I should be graduating hopefully by December, God's willing. And basically, as I say, it's not a recent certification is some. I'm a
See.
person who love to work in the dark and probably bring it to light a few years after.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
I
That's
like that.
okay.
I like
I mean,
that.
it's you have the experience, of being a coach, and you have the qualification of being a coach, and before the conversation, you said, yeah, I ain't really too like the word coach because if it make you feel kind of old, and I tell you, no, you gotta look at it from like in this way. When somebody become a doctor at a very young age, it's like, wow, that's a young doctor. You know what I mean? As a young doctor, that person are doing great things. And now, with you also pursuing undergrad, you're really taking the athletics thing serious. You know what I mean? And the coaching serious. So you deserve your title. Coach is not a title that anybody should be ashamed of. I think it's something that you should wear and say, "By a young coach." So we can call you a young coach. Young coach.
That's all better.
Yeah, young coach. But then, so you've had that for 2 years, and I've just seen it. So, that's why I thought it was something of recent. When you obtain it, what did it mean to you? Were you excited, and did you
Well,
that?
at first, when I entered the field of coaching, I just did it out of passion, out of my knowledge. But I've
Mm-hmm,
noticed anything you do in life is always that paper. You need that paper. It could be a plumber, an electrician,
mm-hmm,
any. If you want to elevate yourself in life, you always good to have that certification. So
mm-hmm,
that was one of my driving force in terms of me to go and get certified. So
mm-hmm.
when I did achieve it, it was something that I felt good about because to be certified in anything, you have to put in hard work and dedication. And that's one of the reasons why I felt real good about it.
Got you. And big up to the Olympic Committee for bringing that forward. And that's something we're gonna definitely get into a little later as well. Reese, I don't know if you have anything you wanna bring forth to the coach, or if you want me to
No, no,
continue.
no, no, right? Because I don't want to get into it too early. But since you
Yeah.
come my direction,
Oh,
because coach said that Charleston Prime is a major part of his identity.
yeah.
No, I want to know if the coach just decided to say, well, my St. Thomas's days are over because as an athlete,
You got
the
too
man was
fast.
spectacular. No, 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 no. That
Like
is
I
where it
know the
was.
man, does run 100 meters and these kind of things,
No,
but you
no,
don't feel like you
no.
got into that. Like,
As as an athlete, he made his name wearing the green.
that's
And I
okay.
feel like he
Well,
tried the green for the orange. I have a problem with that.
Have a
never. That
problem.
that will never that will never happen. St. Thomas's
Thank
Primary is always going to be my alma mater. I want to
Yeah.
thank the teachers, this community, everybody who played a role in terms of me developing into the person I am today. So I owe them much gratitude. So St. Thomas's Primary will always be dear to my heart.
thank you for the clarification, sir.
See,
Yes. I
see,
don't
the
want
man ain't
I don't
to that way.
I don't want to beat you. I don't want to beat you. So I try to help you. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I want to
okay,
bang
so
you.
let's go back a little bit then. You said the first year of that was that your first year of coaching when you lost? How did you feel after that, and what adjustments did you make after that year?
Well, that year, probably I can tell you leading up to how I got at Charleston Primary.
Yeah.
I remember I was working at Islander Water Sports. That's where the water boat water taxis.
Oh, were you?
Um, yeah, I was
Oh.
working there. That's one of my first job. I love it. It's
Mm-hmm.
one of my best job too. So I was
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
there, and yeah, I was working there, and there was a gentleman. Probably I can call his name because both of us get
Yeah.
along very good.
Call
Wakey
him. Call him.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Wakey Daniel. He saw me there and he said, Royston, what you doing yourself? So me and Wakely and I had a conversation, and I basically tell him I'm pretty much interested in terms of going to the school system to be a PE teacher. So he
Mm-hmm.
told me that he'll make a few calls and etc. And I remember good. It was the first Monday in January 2017. I got a call from the Ministry of Education to tell me to come for an interview. The following day, went get the interview,
Mm-hmm.
and the lady that hired me won't call her name. The lady that hired me said that you are to report at Ivor Walters Primary on the 17th. I think that was a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, prepare myself. So on the Monday, I was heading towards Ivor Walters. I reached by the roundabout there by Delta gas station. Then I got a call from the same lady. Do you know Carol? That's the coach at the Charleston Primary. I said, I don't know her personally, but I've known her through the Leeward Island games and the CUT games. So she said, okay then, where are you? I said, I'm at the roundabout. She said, well, turn around and report to Charleston Primary.
Oh, no, just so?
So, yeah, just so. Turn around and report to Charleston Primary. You'll be working at Charleston Primary. And I cussed from the gas station straight to Charleston Primary because it's not that I ever hated Charleston Primary. It's just that we grow up to just be Charleston Primary. Anything we do, we just want to be Charleston Primary. You beating Charleston Primary, the likelihood of you winning a championship is great because Charleston Primary growing up was the number one and is still the number one. So it was never like a hatred. It's just probably like that's sport in me. Like I don't want to go to a rival.
Yeah.
So I cuss. And then I went. My first week, I really loved it. I fell in love with the school from the first week. And then when Inter-Primary was coming up, the team was already picked. They already had the school sports. And I was tasked in having the sprinters. And bearing in mind, this is my first time working as a coach. I'm an athlete all the time. There's a difference between an athlete and a coach. And I had two options, is to work on speed or work on speed endurance, because the time frame that I had to work with, I could not put these children on a program in terms of developing fitness, etc. So I had two options, is either to work on speed or work on speed endurance. So I went for speed endurance. I think that was a mistake looking back on it. And thankfully I learned from my mistake. And then in the Inter-Primary, I saw the children. They were very, very, very fast, but they were not finishing how I expected. And at the end of that Inter-Primary, what the most would never get.
I don't know. Do you sabotage? Anybody say you sabotage?
By the first word me get, but you sabotage, Gulamaka say no says. But I don't think the fans, they were like malicious in any way, shape or form. It was basically, I think they just felt bad losing. Yeah, so it's just a natural, it was just a natural reaction in terms of, so I never view them as malicious or anything. Actually, when I got the word, that was some of the words that propelled me to work harder for next year Inter-Primary. But that Inter-Primary, I got a lot of words. A lot of words. I could still remember the words them vividly. But that Inter-Primary, I always tell people that Inter-Primary, that was the last year in the park. That even though we came fifth, it was one of my best Inter-Primary. And people keep asking me why I say that. The reason why I said that, it was an Inter-Primary that I learned. It helped me to set that foundation for years to come. So I am grateful for that Inter-Primary. And that's the way I approach life. I never look at failure as a way stepping back. I always grateful for failure, because if you can learn from failure, there's only one option, is to succeed. So I am very, very, very grateful for that Inter-Primary.
Yeah, okay. Big up yourself, because failure can be used as a stepping stone, a blockage, right? And you did the correct thing. You use it as a stepping stone, and you went forward. You know what I mean? And the fact that you fell in love, like, what made you fall in love with Charleston Primary? Before we go on to anything, what made you fall in love with Charleston Primary specifically?
I think the reason why I fell in love with Charleston Primary was the time I came. It was during the sporting time, and one of the things I picked up, it at Charleston Primary it's not about the school itself. It's about the community. It's about the supporters. It's about the parents. It's about everybody. So during the training sessions, it felt like family oriented, and that's the reason why I fell in love with the school, because the parents, they come, they support the children. The teachers come, they support the children. I see people I never saw before come and just to cheer on the children. And that's something I really, really, really love. So that's the reason. Well, one of the reasons, probably the main reason why I fell in love with the school.
So that wasn't something you were accustomed to?
No, that was not something I accustomed to. Yes, well, I don't want to compare, but
Got to
at the
compare.
St. Thomas's Primary School, you do, I guess it's different when it comes around. Charleston Primary School is bigger, so you get more people to come out to support. In terms of St. Thomas's Primary School, you may find one or two parents come and support, but do not misquote me. St. Thomas's have a very, very, very good supporting system, but it just felt different at the Charleston Primary School.
Understand. It's all right. We ain't trying to
Yeah,
get you to throw any shade on St. Thomas, even though I'm from
yeah, but
Charleston Primary. But I
you
do
know, I
understand.
feel it is. I feel that Charleston Primary, of course, being a school that has won for such a long time, a lot of people want to see that tradition continue. So because they've had so many winners, right, and they've had so many great athletes, that some of these athletes, I've actually seen them go back and help, especially when Willet was there. They'll go back and help Willet one with the athletes, and as a youngster, you see somebody who running for Charleston secondary, winning the 100 meters, come back to go run with you, or somebody who done out of school come back to run with you. You feel good about that. So I think it's a vibe, like Chef says, it's a vibe for real. She right.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah, it's a
So
vibe.
you've won 5 times now. Does it get mundane? Do you feel any less excited about your winning?
Well, every time people tell me I win this amount of time, I always tend to remind people that it's not only me.
Yeah.
There's a coaching staff. There's me.
Yeah.
There's Kazel Williams.
Mhm.
Maybe probably a lot of people know her as Kel. Mr. Elkuman with the Willet. That's one thing I could say about him. You can take him out of Charleston Primary, but you can't take Charleston Primary out of him. Mr. Willet come, he dedicates his time, he passes on his knowledge, and I've learned a lot from him. And also the teachers, as I mentioned before, it's just a team that we put together to be successful. So once again, it's not me, it's a team. But I'm
Okay.
grateful for the accolades. I'm grateful for the accolades. So let me just, well, as you asked before, if you get boring, that was the question, right?
Yeah, pretty
If
much.
you get boring of winning,
Well,
well,
yeah.
it was always my intention to just repeat.
Yeah.
It was always that was one of my first goal, is to repeat. And then when I accomplished that goal, I remember Mr. Willett came and said, Charleston Primary School is the only school that ever five-peated at the inter-primary, and they did it twice. And I said, Willett is a person that I hold at high, high, high standard. So he came to me at down and me said, well, if Willett did that, I want to do it.
You
So
got
if
to.
Willett is in that bracket, I want to go in that bracket. So I said, okay, then I want a 5P, because if you mention Willett name, I want my name to be mentioned too.
Yeah.
Because you mention Willett name is always something good. Put in it,
Yeah.
it's always something good. So that was one of my driving force in terms of 5P. And now that we have 5P, it just came to my knowledge that no school ever 6P.
You got
So
6
I
feet.
think that is, yes, I said, so probably that's one of my driving force for next year.
Okay.
One of my motivations for next year.
Yeah, winning never gets boring. I can tell you that much. Like, it never gets boring, especially when you feel like all odds are against you. Winning never gets boring. But then if you
I always,
succeed, go ahead.
sorry, I always tell people, it's much easier to win and it's much harder to maintain winning. I always say that. Always say that. because when you're at that top, you know everybody coming for you.
Gunning for you. Heavy is the head that
Yeah,
wears the crown. You know what I mean?
it's,
I definitely.
it's much easier to run on a man.
Yeah, heavy is yeah, man. And like I said, congratulations with that. And we can get into the football side a little later. But the interprimary is the biggest thing out there. After interprimary, of course. Wait, hold on. Reese, you had anything?
Wait, hold on. We have a question, really and truly. How do you keep the kids motivated?
Okay.
What, what you use for that?
But you're giving the man
Well,
secret.
I wouldn't say a secret, but it's good to give people a little piece. So probably you divert them that way, but you really wanted to get them that way.
Yeah.
But how do I keep these kids motivated?
Yeah.
I think, me personally, I think running track and field, I could speak in, but not even track and field, sports in general, is 60% physical and 40% mental. So as a coach, is not always physical. It's for you to get into these children head. And trust me, if a child believes in you, you could tell that child run one and knees barefoot. They're gonna do it if they believe in you. So if you can get into these children head and just try to get them motivated in terms of like what are you looking for, what are the goals, set a goal for them to achieve, you can get anything out of these children. So that's one of my driving force is just to just get in these children head and just keep them motivated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mental chess game.
Yeah, but I have a question for you. Like we have seen at Charleston Secondary, right? We see a lot of athletes who come back and run with individuals through like cross country and stuff like that. Who are some of the past athletes or Charleston time that have came back and would practice with some of these youngsters and stuff
Excuse
like that?
me, say that again. You were breaking up a bit.
No, I'm saying like who are some of the past athletes or Charleston primary that have came back and trained with some of these young athletes or come to practices and stuff like that?
Well, I have my personal track club. Most of my children in my track club, they went to Charleston Primary School. 98% of my track club are children, past children from the Charleston Primary School. But one of the things I've done over over the years is when I do in my off season, is to just bring back these set of children to let them train with the children at the Charleston primary schools. And to me, it's working in terms of these children are being motivated from these past athletes. So that's one of the things I do. So there are a lot of children, past athletes from the Charleston primary school that come back and help contribute, help continue with the success at the Charleston primary school.
Yeah. I would imagine you were like you have coach Chauvin Green probably always on your case too, eh? Chauvin Green.
One thing I could tell people about Chauvin,
Yeah.
Chauvin is like Mr. Willie. You can take him from Charleston Primary, but you can't take Charleston Primary out of Chauvin.
Yeah.
Chauvin will message me every month. How things going? What do you need? And he's very supportive. Very supportive. Anything pertaining to Charleston Primary that I need, I know I can bank on Chauvin. So I just want to thank Chauvin for his support over the years. And I just want to thank him on behalf of the Charleston Primary and also on behalf of me. So Chauvin Green, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want it to be like an interview about Charleston Primary, but right now that is what your legacy is starting off as, right? Charleston Primary. You're starting out with Charleston Primary. You've win you are one of the most winning coaches, and you and your staff are one of the most winning set teams in Charleston Primary and Inter Primary's history, right? With the 5 Pete. So it's a big part of this conversation, and do you see yourself leaving Charleston Primary at any point in time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. For me, I think not even Charleston Primary, the position I am in,
Yeah.
it was always it was always a start for me. It was something that I is a platform. Sorry, it's a platform that I used to help propel me to go on further. Anything you do in life, you have to always find a way to elevate yourself. And I'm a person that love challenges. I'm a person that love to set goals, and there are a few goals that I want to achieve before you can give me that title as a coach, the old man.
Young coach, not the old man coach, but you're the young coach. We're gonna stick a pin. We're gonna stick a pin in the goal part and all that stuff. I can remember that because we're gonna transition into that, right? When we get a little deeper into like Coach Queeley and what you want to do and these kind of things. Because I'll you're young, and I could expect that you're not gonna be doing a bachelor's degree with the intention to coach at Charlestown Primary for the rest of your life, and you have so much more to offer, So, we, I'm gonna just say from the Charlestown Primary community,
I'm gonna just say from the
yeah, we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I want to say big up yourself. If there's anything you need from Ira, you could also reach out to Ira too from the Charlestown community.
All right.
But
Thank you.
let's go into, unless Reese, you had anything else about interprimary, because I want to talk about this football season, how that went down.
I have one question for you, man.
Yeah.
You have had a great athletic career as well, right? Not just as a coach, but also as an athlete. When you're out there coaching the youngsters, is there any athlete that you have seen that reminded you of yourself?
That's a good question. I don't really like to compare athletes from to past athletes, but what I can say, I've seen a lot of talent in Navis. It's just for we to just find that avenue to nurture these talents, and hopefully we can use these set of talents to produce an Olympian in the near future.
Okay.
You see? Now you're going into what a man aspire to do.
One thing I like about the way he answer questions, he navigate the question well. You can't box him in a corner.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been that you're chair boxing man in a corner.
No.
Okay. No, but Coach Queeley, Royston, Sket, all of these things. Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about that. The football. Football. Congratulations, you won. There was a lot of things circulating. And short, I don't know if you just want to tell people what, actually no, because the only thing that you record is that you win. You know what I mean? You win. So
well, what I can say about the football,
yeah,
whatever transpired,
yeah,
whatever happened, it's already happened. Yes, I got a lot of stick for it. I take all the stick. I'm the head coach at the Charlestown Primary School, so I take some responsibility for everything that transpired at the Charlestown Primary School. But what I can say is not what you hear, and what you see. It is really the situation. That's the most I can say on the football.
Well, I just want to say about the football part, the portion, like our counterpart showed the topics, Alan Powell. They wanted to accuse Charlestown Primary of cheating, right? I was like, cheating?
Well, before we continue, when pertaining to cheating, Charlestown Primary is a school strong in history of winning. Charlestown Primary have a strong tradition in winning. Charlestown Primary will never ever do anything out of character to win a championship. Charlestown Primary, as much as Charlestown Primary have won many championships, they have lost many championships also. And they use those losses and come back stronger. So if anybody out there said Charlestown Primary cheated, that's not so. That's not so. Charlestown Primary never ever cheat to win a championship.
Exactly. You check. I ain't gotta say nothing else on that. You know what I mean? I just wanted to address that portion of it, you know, because it had looked kind of I guess fishy in the eyes of the public, you know,
You
in
see,
this thing.
you see when it comes around that whole situation, no matter what
Yeah,
side of the story you hear,
yeah,
people will always turn and twist things to accommodate what they want to believe.
yeah.
So I tend, when it comes around those debate or anything, whatever people want to perceive, without even investigating or even asking a question,
Yeah.
fine, let let people run with it.
Have there been
I
any improvements so that we don't have to have these kind of discussions, you know, done in the league?
what I can say
Yeah.
when it comes around the football tournament, I don't know much about it.
Mm.
When I say I don't know much about it, I, I well, in primary school we have football, cricket, and running.
Mm-hmm.
I always give people an opportunity to help elevate themselves. If it is somebody who love football, I will give them the opportunity to teach the football. If somebody love the cricket, I will give them the opportunity to love the cricket. I mean, coach the
Okay.
cricket. Sorry,
Yeah.
but they love the track and field aspect. I will not give them the opportunity to do it over me.
That's you.
Because that is my passion. So
Nice.
a lot of things that transpired. To be
Yeah.
honest, I just took the blame because I
Yeah.
know I'm the head coach at the Charleston Primary. No matter
Mhm.
how you turn and twist it, it will always come back to me. So I
Okay.
just took the blame and just
All right. Let's
let
just
people run with
okay.
it.
We can move on from that unless Reese has anything that he wants to bring up
No,
about. Yeah. I mean, it's not really anything from me. So then, I don't know, Reese. Do you want me to continue or do you want to get in? Because I
no,
can.
no,
Okay.
go ahead
So
because you know the football thing is not
so
really much, and the season was
so
over.
you
I agree with
yeah, you done. Yeah. So you
you.
specify cricket, you specify football. Anybody could take those from you. But you said track and field is just like your heart. You know, it was like, okay, so what does track and field really mean to you? And not also, yeah, let's keep it right there. What does track and field really mean to you?
Well, if I say track and field means a lot to me, that would be an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
It was always my goal to go to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it not has happened as yet. I think over the years I've struggled with a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the big contributing factor. But after seeing I having a lot of injuries, I set a different goal. So it was always one of my goal now is to go as an athlete or as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I will achieve that goal either as an athlete or as a coach. So me setting that goal, I want to achieve in that goal. That's where my passion in terms of track and field are propelled. That's one of the driving force that propelled my passion. So track and field means a lot to me. Um, there is no words that can describe how track and field means to me.
Royston, you mentioned injuries, and I know Reese had this question, right? And he brought it up in the introduction, so I'm gonna let him get into it, you know, because I know he wanted to know about the shift from athletics, actually being an athlete, you know, and now you're a coach, you know. So I guess you hinted to what did that. Uh,
So
I don't.
sorry,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. No, I'm gonna let you get into it. I
Well,
want you to.
my son, now that you have opened to that side of it, right? That there was some injuries. Um, what was that like? Because you said you had a goal to go to the Olympics. No, injuries would have derailed that goal. What was that like? That transition from athlete to coach, and was there any form of depression or self sorrow that came along with that?
Well, let me first say, I do still train. I am currently training. It is still my goal to go to the Olympics. Um, Injuries for me, I never knew of injuries while I was in Navis. I left Navis back in 2014, 15. I went off to Jamaica. I spent a few years in Jamaica. I was training with Racers Track Club. Racers Track Club, that's the track club where Usain Bolt, Johan Blake, Zanel Hughes, all of them were based. So I was training with, top notch coaches. And my few weeks during my training, I got injured. I tore my hamstring. So that put me out for a few weeks. So really it was, oh, you're injured, you're going to come back, just rehab, come back. I never knew anything about any injuries before that. So I never saw it as anything that concerning. And then I came back, got injured again. Same, a different hamstring. And it was just something that keep coming back, injuries. And one of the things I've noticed by me going to Jamaica, there was a big gap between our program and Jamaica program. So I never had that foundation in terms of me going into the Jamaica for their program. So that caused a lot of injuries. It never caused any depression. Probably feel bad here and there, but it never caused me any depression because at the end of the day, I know I give it my best shot. If it was not for injuries, I know I could have achieved more. And I always tend not to question God's plan. If it was God's plan for me to go to the Olympics or achieve more in track and field, so be it. So I never question God's plan. So it never caused me any depression or anything.
Okay.
Okay. One thing. We kind of notice a lot of athletes with this hamstring injury. It seems to be a lingering injury. Um, why is it that the hamstring injury is it's such a frequent thing? Why do we have those injuries so frequently? Is it lack of training?
You're all right. You're all right.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Is it
Yeah,
lack of proper
That's a part of
training?
yeah, that's a part of real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. Well, sports in general, especially track and field, is a very explosive sport. Hamstring is one of the muscles that bear a lot of strain from these rigorous training, etc. And for me, I also speak in Nevis in general. The reason why I think that we have so many hamstring injuries in Nevis is we tend to plaster the crack instead of fixing the crack. I don't think we have the proper resources in terms of rehab. So we are here rehabbing injuries based off our own knowledge, based off our own experience from that said injury. So I think that's one of the problems why we have a lot of hamstring injuries, especially in the Nevis, because we tend to plaster the crack instead of fixing the cracks.
Mm. Yeah. So in a case like that, you know, well, how do you think we're gonna be able to improve on that?
Well, well, it's to me it's straightforward. We can get the. I always say, in order for you to be successful in anything, you just have to have the proper people. I mean, like the proper. I would say people. When I say people, like just get some physiotherapists, qualified physiotherapists. I'm not sure Nevis having any. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably they are
They don't have
qualified
any?
physiotherapists.
Yeah, some.
When I say physiotherapist, like in terms of like sports specific,
Okay.
specific, like injury rehab. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if anybody here can do that. Probably they have, but I always say if you can't get it here, go outside for it. Go outside and bring it. So I think it starts with proper, like just find people who are qualified in terms of rehabbing these said injuries. It don't have to be hamstring specifically. Sports in general is injury prone. sports, any sports you do, you're prone to injuries. It can be as simple, you could walk, break your hand, run, break something, fall. So there is not hamstring only. There are a lot of different injuries you can get in sports in general.
Yeah, I like that. The hamstring, that little string behind it, that'll be so tight when you're ready, you know.
Yeah.
And you know that, like you say, explosive, fast twitching, it tends to just go, you know. I mean, just go, and that's the crazy part. I see Gillan said that he had dreams of going to the NBA, but injuries have him going to 9 to 5. But you say still training, right? So
Yes.
that's excellent because I've seen you on the internet, in the gym. I saw you lifting some. I don't know what you were lifting, but you were lifting like a truck or something, and you say, so I figured that you were still doing some training, and how are you able to balance all of this, and especially with that, how are you managing your injuries right now? Would you say that you are fit right now?
Well, I would not. I would say I'm not fit right now. I
Mm,
was out since last year November. I had a strained abductor.
mm,
I'm just getting back um, into the running groove. A lot of people have asked me, "Man, I see you're training all season and you're running from competition, or you don't want to compete." But a lot of people don't know what goes on in the background. For
yeah.
me, I always tell people I would never ever compete if I know I am not 100%.
Mm,
That's me, because at the end of the day, if you go out there, you want to give it your best shot. You don't want to go out there 90% and at the end of a race or any a competition, you're gonna say, "What if I was 100%?" So you just I that's me. I won't enter any competition or run unless I am 100% fit.
okay. And is there really are you ever really 100%? Because right now I'm doing physical therapy, right? I tore my meniscus in my left knee. And in speaking to my therapist, one of the things he said a lot of the athletes out there, they're injured. They
Yeah,
run to the
yes.
games.
You see
Is it? Go ahead.
the difference between Navis and out there. In
Hmm.
Navis, when we get injuries, we have to stop. That's our healing process. Just stop. But
Hmm.
overseas now, there are a lot of different medications, legal injections, not illegal. Legal injections you can take probably for painkillers. So there are a lot of avenues people use outside. So people tend to train through a lot of injuries, which I don't recommend. I always believe in rehabbing and you try to come
Hmm.
back.
Hmm.
Because I'm a person who believe that your body should be as clean as possible. Not even a paracetamol I like to take.
Mm. Mm.
Wow.
I understand that.
Wow.
You're not
Wow.
fine
Wow.
paracetamol up here either. And
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they wanted me to take ibuprofen, and I told them I can't do it. And I understand that. Yes. So right now, what do you think? What do you think? When do you think you're gonna return, and when do you think you're gonna be competitive again?
Well, I'll be running at the Culturama Games. The Culturama Games, that's in July. I think that's the second weekend in July.
Okay.
After Culturama Games, there are a few meets I'll be competing in Florida.
Okay.
So I probably have about 3 to 5 meets before the season ends.
Oh, well, I mean, you can't just say a few meets in Florida. These meets, I'm pretty sure, have names. They have time frame.
Well,
Give us some.
to be honest,
Yeah.
I don't know the names of the meets. Is my
Okay.
coach that usually set up all of these. You just call me Royston. You have such and such meet, blah blah blah. We're gonna train towards this, and that's it. I am not the one who usually go out and source meets, and also developing a relationship with people from Jamaica and
Hmm.
these. I used to train in Jamaica. I spent a few years in Jamaica. I spent a few years in England. So that
Hmm.
relationship. So you tend to have like a lot of training groups that I used to be a part of. They probably will say, "Oh, Royston, we're gonna compete in the US. You want to come along or something?" So that's how I do get into a lot of meets also. It's just
Oh,
based off
really?
past relationships. Yeah.
Who's your coach? I'm
Timothy
sorry, Reese.
Gaines.
Okay. I, okay.
Timothy
I just
Gaines.
needed to know who was his coach because, oh, you're a part of what's it? You're part of the track club?
Well, I was a part of Titans, A1 Titans,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
presently I have my own track club now. My track club named Immortals Track Club.
You see, we're missing a lot of details here.
That's Yeah, I am the head coach of Immortals Track Club, along with Timothy Keynes. Timothy Keynes is the founder of Immortals Track Club, but I am the one who pretty much running it presently. I am the one who's head coaching it presently.
Mm-hmm.
But Timothy is still in the picture in terms of coming, helping out, coaching. So it's basically both Timothy and I.
Okay, we gotta talk about Immortal Track Club. We gotta talk about your training. You know what your training look like. You know because so what is your what? Hold on, I think I'm going to. Reese, you had anything for Royston?
But we skip over so much things.
But yeah, it's like
But no, I want to ask Royston something because he made a statement. He said that when he went to Jamaica,
yeah.
he saw the gap between where we are within the St. Kitts Nevis track environment and the Jamaican thing. What stood out to you when you went to Jamaica? What was so different that showed you such a big gap?
What showed me the big difference leading up to me going to Jamaica? I used to thought I used to train hard, but when I reached Jamaica, reality hit me. Right, so you never used to train harder. These
Mhm.
guys take training to a different level. I've seen people in Jamaica train, vomiting, like literally blackout, go to the hospital. There was this guy I used to train with. Um, the guy, he trained so hard that when we were going back to our dam, the dam surrounding was made of basically out of glass, and he just fell blackout, mash up all the glass, went hospital
Wow.
and drip, and still come back in the afternoon and train harder.
Wow.
So
So
there
Wow.
was,
the
I think that's
dedication.
The dedication
yeah,
is
the
wild.
dedication is yeah is it's like a religion to them. Track and field is like a religion to them. So
I've heard
that's when reality hit me.
I've heard that before about Jamaica. You know, I've heard that like they have a lot of training sessions, and it's their passion, and they take a lot of pride in it. They
Yeah.
have a lot of pride about it. So
Well,
I have a question.
alright.
people must remember. I think we Jamaica are utilizing sports and tourism, and I think that's where we falling short in a lot of different countries. I could say that for St. Kitts and Nevis. I think
Mm.
sports and tourism go hand in hand. So Jamaica, that's the reason why I think Jamaica are so popular when it comes around track and field, because they use it both as sports and tourism.
But I have a question too. Do you think one of the reasons they train so hard is because they have seen what track and field can get you, whereas they have seen the Usain Bolts, they have seen the Johan Blakes, they have seen their Summer Powers, Shelly and these things. So they have something that they're working towards because they have seen it. Do you think that's one of the
Yeah,
reasons why they push so hard?
definitely, because me speaking to some of them basically just training. They don't really want a running career. They probably just want a house. They probably just want a car. They probably just need this. I want that. So talking to most of them, they're doing it to get something. And by seeing persons like Shelly and Safa Powell and Usain Bolt being rewarded for what they have been doing, I think that's one of the motive driving force for them to probably train so hard.
And you said that you are at the same training facility, same training club that they used to be a part of. They used to come back. Have you ever been able to meet them? They came back and trained with the team or anything like that?
No, I never get any of them to
Okay.
come back. The most I do is to basically when it comes around interpret me and so on. Only person I ever get to come back, I also used to train with Kim Collins in Jamaica. I had reached out to him. He came to the Charlestown Primary School, speak to the children, motivate them, etc. But usually I probably reach out to a few friends, like person like probably Johan Blake, and just ask them to do a little video to motivate the children at the Charlestown Primary School. So that's the most
That's
I ever did.
no, that's good. That's good. That's really good. It's good to see that you're utilizing your contacts. I love that. I love that.
I want to get into the comment that you made about tourism and athletics, right? What, like, go a little, expand a little bit more on the tourism and athletics that you saw in Jamaica. How do you think that we could also introduce that in St. Kitts and Nevis?
Well, for Jamaica, you use boys and girls champs. Everybody know boys and girls champs.
Mm-hmm.
You find a lot of people come from different places in the world just to watch boys and girls champs. It's the way they put it out there to the public. It's the way how they portray it to the public. There's a lot of advertisement. Or I think it was this year, I read a documentary on girls and boys champs, and they spent like 1.2 something million dollars just in advertising. But at the end of
Jamaica?
the day, I'm not sure, to be honest, not.
Okay.
But $1.2 million in any money is a lot of money.
This is Jamaican.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so they use it. At the end, keeping boys and girls champ, you find thousands of people just come to watch boys and girls champ. And by people coming, the tourist industry blooming, because you get people to stay in guest houses, you get taxi man get a job, you get people on the side who selling souvenirs get a job. So at the end of the day, more people you can bring to a country is more beneficial for the tourism industry. And sports is a foundation or a different aspect you can use to bring people together. People tend to love to watch sports. I think if you have a good product, people will travel even few to just to see your product. So it's just for we to find a way in terms of marketing Nevis along with our sports to just get people to come here.
Okay. I know maybe I don't get into that yet. I wanted to get into the invitationals as well as the having people come here to train in their off seasons. I say here, I'm in Florida, but in St. Kitts and Nevis in their off season as well. But that might lead into something else, and Reese might say we're skipping over a lot of things, right? I don't want to get into that yet. So tell us a little bit more about your training regimen after going to Jamaica. What are you doing now? And how you're preparing for your next step in athletics.
Well, for me, as I mentioned before, I have a track club. My track club consists of, I think right now is 13 children. It was never my intention to go above 10 because I always believe at track club 13.
Okay.
Because right now, as I said, it's just Timothy and I. I always say track and field is like a classroom. You can't have a classroom of 40 children and expect one teacher to reach 40 children. So that's the reason why I don't go above 10 athletes. If I do have 10 athletes, it's much easier for me to reach each individual. It's much easier for me to see people's weakness, to work on their weakness. So most days, not most days, during the week, that's where I go, my track club at afternoons. For me personally, I usually wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I train, do my personal training, whatever my coach set for me on that day. Then in the afternoon, after work, I work with my track club. And then after dealing with my track club, I do my other session in terms of that's my personal session. My personal session in the afternoon sometimes entails probably like a plyometrics, more basically strength training. It could be plyometrics, it could be gym, it could be different stuff, but anything pertaining to strength training.
How many hours do you train?
Well, during the off season stays much longer than the track season itself. Track season is that's where the competition, you do most
Mm-hmm.
competition. During the off season, you probably train like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. But in the running season itself, that's where you are fine tuning, so you're a bit more explosive. Everything is fast and sharp. So probably in the running season itself, you probably don't train no longer than 45 minutes. You probably come warm up, do a few black starts, you do a time trial, and you just go home. I prefer the competition training. I don't like half season training,
You know, the gang.
but it's a part of the foundation.
Mm.
Anything you do in life, if it is easy, it is not good. So you always have to go through a hard process in terms of achieving good things in life.
Yeah. Mm. Could respect that. Could definitely respect that. Could respect your honesty too. You know what I mean? Because you know, I think it goes back to the question, a call back on the question where the motivation, how do you motivate the kids? If you could be honest and say, look, this long training thing I don't like, but I do it because I know the value of it, you know, and you reap the
Yeah, that's
results. So,
sometimes I tell them, look, sometimes people tell you I know how you feel, but
mhm.
they don't know how you feel. But I tell them I know how you feel. I've been through it. I could tell you what you want to tell me now. You're probably telling me, boy, the Queeley. I can't wait till the Gulang or something. But
Mhm.
that's just part of sports. I always tell people there's not one easy sport out there. You may watch golf and you probably see people swinging. You don't know how they prepare to swing that golf stick. Any sports out there, the foundation, the off season is difficult. There's no such thing as easy sport.
Mm. Yeah. I think Reese trying to make a comeback in the track and field arena. To Reese, you there now?
No, I gonna I am back in the track and field arena. I gonna be the great commentator. Check me out. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about coming off the bench and stuff like that. Of course, I always been a fan of track and field.
I love
Yeah,
track and field.
I was been a fan of track and field. Track and field for me is always something that's very exciting. Especially like 100 meters that only take 10, 11 seconds. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
quick fast.
imagine you train 2 hours to run 10 seconds.
Yeah, yeah,
Track
yeah.
and field is very unfair.
Yeah, no, definitely, right? Definitely. I think I saw something on Usain Bolt making a statement similar to that. Train X amount of time
Mhm.
for a 10-second race once every 4 years. But it's one of those things, man. Um, one of the things that we skipped over, we got to go back to it. I got to go back to it. It started
Yeah.
one week, so I got to go back to it. You said that you wanted to go to the Olympics. Your goal is to go to the Olympics as an athlete or as a coach. Now, let's go to the coaching side of it. Are you open to going to the Olympics as a coach for another jurisdiction, another island, another country?
Well, before I answer that question, let me piggyback on something. I mentioned person like Mr. Willett and Kel, Kazza Williams, the teachers,
Yeah,
and I humbly apologize. How could I forget Pop?
Oh yeah, you can't forget
How
Puck.
could I forget Pop? I could never ever
yeah,
forget
yeah,
Pop. So I
yeah,
just
yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah.
put it out there. Pop is one of the contributing factors in terms of Charleston Premier being successful. Pop, breakfast, lunch, driving, vitamin, it's always Pop. It's always Pop. So I just want to put it out there. Pop. Yeah, you've got to mention Pop and respect Pop. Back to your question. If I am open to joining a different jurisdiction,
Yeah.
I am a person, I'm a very patriotic person. Anything I do, I always want to put Nevis first. I don't really like St. and Nevis. I love Nevis. That is where I'm from. I am a
Wow.
Nevision. I am a
Mhm.
Nevision. So
Okay.
whatever avenue Nevis have for me in terms of me going out there representing Nevis, but then again, Olympics is always think it's a Nevis, but you understand where I'm coming from.
No, no,
Mhm.
If
definitely.
it is
No.
if it is an avenue for me to go, most definitely. But I always tell people, if you do have an opportunity to achieve your goals and you have a different route in achieving your goals, so be it. You do not settle for to just one thing. You have to look outside the bigger picture. So if it is an avenue for me to go to the Olympics with a different jurisdiction, and that's the only option I have to think about myself and my personal goals. But for
Pneumonia.
anything I do, I want to put Nevis first.
I agree.
Okay.
I totally agree with you. I could respect that. I think you would give your all and try to get it within the Nevis realm. And unfortunately, if it doesn't work out and another opportunity presents itself, I will not wrong you for taking that opportunity because, as you say, you personally have goals as well. So I respect that.
You know, saying that, I had a lot of opportunity. I never hold a Sinkers and Nevis passport. I was born here. I never hold a Sinkers Nevis passport. I am grateful for born in Nevis. I don't think I would have want to born any place but Nevis. But I've had a numerous of opportunity to represent a different country, and I never took that opportunity. And up to this day, I don't regret not taking that opportunity. So
What
I am
country?
Great Britain.
Okay.
And trust me, Great Britain invest
So
some
why
good
didn't you
money
take?
there. It's
Why you didn't take it? Just
why
because of your? Yeah, just because. Yeah.
to be honest, the one of the reasons why I did not took it at the time,
Mm-hmm.
I was training in Jamaica and they approached me. But however, I was getting assistance from Nevis, the Nevis Island Administration,
Mm-hmm.
and to me that is betraying. Like somebody is investing in me, and then
Yeah.
I took that investment to use it for someone else. So it's always my goal to represent Nevis though. Anything, as I mentioned before, is Nevis first.
Okay. Honorable. Honorable. I mean, it's gonna be Sinkits and Nevis, and you're gonna get claimed by Sinkits if that ever happens. So yeah, even a thing.
I
Regardless
like
to
that.
what huh?
No, I like that. I like the patriotic vibe.
Yeah. I mean, are you
See the
better than
flag,
me?
right?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
would
yeah,
have
yeah,
taken.
yeah.
I would have taken. Yeah, I
I
would
would
have
have
taken.
taken what?
I would have taken. I would have taken I would have taken the British invitation and develop. You know, what I mean, I, for me, at the end of the day, it's still gonna. I'll still be able to represent Sinkits and Nevis. It's like making the Premier's League, uh, and you're from Sinkits and Nevis, playing by England. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can still say me from Nevis.
No, you
I gotta
see, no, you see, no, you see, you know what you're gonna say that
yeah.
playing in the Premier League and then go play for England. The likelihood of Sinkers and Nevis to make it to the World Cup is very, 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 very slim.
And we can make
Probably,
it.
probably Sinkers and no, probably Sinkers and Nevis making it to the World Cup probably won't happen in our lifetime and all.
Yeah.
But the opportunity you get to represent England at a World Cup is greater than you achieving it with Sinkers and Nevis.
Yeah. I can understand.
Hey,
Respects.
well,
No,
boy.
I would take it.
But you could use no other example, boy.
Them I
Premier
would
League, boy.
understand. By the Premier League. I mean,
See, we done ball
playing.
all afternoon. We done ball all afternoon, boy. You know, we don't Premier League now.
I'm sorry, you still a follow Arsenal? I don't know. People still a follow Arsenal.
Yo,
But,
but we say Arsenal fan,
but yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
When the man look like he
but
is
this is where
serious.
boy, this is where the interview got to end.
Boy, listen, boy,
Man look
listen.
like he is serious. You know, see, lad, man. You know, see
Pa,
the man down in any feelings.
Boy.
partner, you now in the Premier League.
Boy.
If nobody tell you before, I'm sorry to break the news, but you can't really feel like
Life,
city is a
life,
cheat
life no
code.
fear, boy. Life no fear. But check something though, right? One of the things we always hear about when it comes to athletes is we always hear them talk about the personal best. What is your personal best? What are you looking like?
Well, my personal best in the 100 meter is 21:41, but
No, not 21, 41, 400 meters, not you.
100
21,
I
40.
meter?
mean 200, 200.
Yeah,
I just
21,
say
41,
give up.
400 meters
I would say
is
give
my
up.
kind of thing.
I would say
No, no, no,
don't bother, Keely. You can't make it to the
no.
the guy.
But I always I always tell people that's not a true reflection of
True.
my of me. The reason why I said that the way I've trained, the way I've performed in training, it does not reflect. And another thing, I never get to run at my full potential. When I say full potential, ever since after going to Jamaica, I never run more than twice per season.
Oh,
So most times I just open, and then probably the next race I probably got injured. So and usually not usually well usually with track and field, your first races, that's when you're at your probably worst in terms of you're probably knocking off a rust, you're probably not peaking, you're probably training towards a championship. So your program is designed for you to peak at a specific date or a specific month. So I never really got to run to my full potential. Because I always tell people the way I performed and trained during my training sessions, I knew that I could have achieved much more because a lot of people don't know. When I went to Jamaica, I didn't ask to go to Jamaica. You know? They were the one who asked for me to come to Jamaica because I was at the Carifta Games. They were the one who asked for me to come to
Jamaica?
Jamaica, and yeah,
Oh, they
I
invited
I
you.
did not. Yeah, they were the one who sent. Well,
They saw
they
you and they were like,
financed
we
some.
need you.
Yeah, they was both finance on both sides, Jamaica and Nevis Island Administration. So for me, for because I get Jamaica to be the number one sprinting nation, not the number one
true.
track and field nation, the number one sprinting
Sprint. Yeah, yeah.
nation, and for them to actually see me and ask me to come, probably they saw something good.
See a little bit of talent,
So
man. Yeah, yeah.
They have to. I mean, you're at Carifta and them man ripping up Carifta, they hardly lose, in the sprinting world, and you go on there and they spot you and they invite you. That's I feel like that
it's the
deserve a
same.
round of
That
applause.
was that was the same thing for England. Before when I went to England, they were the one. They had a university by the name of Loughborough University. Loughborough
Mm.
University. That's like the number one sporting university in England. They were the one who sent for me. I went. The coach is an Jamaican too. So he was the one who sent for me. I went. Um, the Well, I went with the intention to go to school, but the university itself, they don't take six farm credits. They don't accept the six farm credits from down here.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
was asked to go. I was asked to do a access course or a up there you call it a community college. I think in the US you call it a junior college.
Okay.
Community
So they call
works.
it. So basically, I would have to do back over six farm again, another 2 years. And I was
Yeah.
like, young and dumb too. But me not gonna do no 2 years for
Man,
do
so
back
young and
six
dumb.
farm. So that's
I did it.
I never I never went back and did the access course now, the community college, and it has
Hmm.
been 7 years now. So I could have already graduated 4 or 5 years ago.
I
But you live
mean,
and learn. Life is all about learning.
and you're doing it now. You're
Yeah.
doing it now too, so you ain't gotta worry about that. You know what I mean? I definitely did the sixth form. I did the sixth form twice. You know, I went to community college here. You know, like whatever. I liked it. Um, let's talk about the truck. You know, wait. Before we talk about the truck, you made up because I don't be on Facebook sometimes and I don't see what's going on. I might in post, you know, sometimes I skip over, you know, but I don't see it. And I know you made a comment pertaining to the live streaming of track and field events in Nevis. And then they did it to your school only. And then
I
after
get
that,
I
it got
get I get a
yeah.
lot I get a lot of word too. Get a lot
You
of
get a
word.
lot of you
Yeah.
still feel that way about the live streaming, or you know, have
I
your
think
perspective?
for me the live stream I still feel the same way about it. The reason why I say that,
Mm-hmm.
um sports, what I could talk for the private school, but probably it's the same for high school.
Mm-hmm.
Schools tend to generate mm, um their biggest revenue during a school sports. School sports, basically, people probably see it as the children running, but basically for the school, it's a big fundraiser for the school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, I prefer you come and you pay your money, support the school, but you're paying more money at the gate supports the school. I think people misquote me in terms of or cut the live stream. I think there could have been an avenue for the school to even generate money via online.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't want to bring it online, I still advocate for to just record it and bring it on at the end of the sports. Even at the ending of the sports, you can just start to play it from like the 400-meter, even though the sports is ended.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, it's not like I was blocking out people from not seeing the school sports, because children, you have people overseas, probably mother, father, aunt, cousins. They do look forward for their family members to go out and run. So I am not saying do not let them see. All I was saying, just go out and support the school sports. School use sports to generate revenue. And without money, the school can't operate.
Mm. They got donuts. You can get donuts. Silver green. Call silver green. Um, okay, and I wanna talk a little bit about the Sinkits and Nevis Athletic Association, and I also want to talk a little bit about the branded track the Mando track that we have over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, we could definitely start with the Mando track, and the first thing is let's start off on a positive step. What benefits have the Mando track introduced to athletics in Sinkits and Nevis in particular?
Well, the benefits of the Mondo track, people have seen over probably for the past 4 years. Before time, you used to find one or two athletes on a Carifta team. For the
Mm-hmm.
past few years, you probably find 6, 7, 8 athletes on a Carifta team, and I think that's by the children. That's showing by the children using the Mondo track.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you find a lot of records are broken when it comes around the different school sports, because they're basically telling me that the children are running much faster and the Mondo track. But you also take into factors that a lot of school fields are not 400-meter tracks or 300-meter tracks. So,
Mm-hmm.
but but breaking a record, obviously you're running faster. So it could be no matter what field you're coming off of, breaking a record, you're running faster. So that are two things. Also with the Mondo track, I've seen for the past few years, during the Culturama, I've seen a lot of planes bringing in Anguillians, planes can done. Sometimes during the culture, I think is election, because election tends to bring in a lot of airlift and traffic. So I've seen a lot of quote unquote sports tourism. I've seen a lot of people come from Antigua, think of people from St. Martin, people from Anguilla, as mentioned, Tortola, and so that's some of the benefits I've seen from the Mondo track.
Okay, we definitely, and then something a little lighter on the Mondo track. What you think should be the next steps in the development of the Mondo track?
See, when I talk about this, people tend to probably bash me.
Yeah.
Yes, we do need a stadium at the Mondo
Yeah.
track. I totally agree we need a stadium, but I think before a stadium, we need equipment. When I say equipment, we need I see them made a head start in terms of providing equipment. I've seen some hurdles over there. I've seen some blocks, but there are a lot of equipment that need before a stadium, because at the end of the day, I think if we need a stadium, we have to put on a good show. And in order to put on a good show, these children or athletes should have the best resources in terms of preparing themselves for the said competition. So I think there are need for equipment before a stadium. I'm not saying we don't need a stadium. The stadium definitely, because it doesn't make sense we boast about a world-class track, but we don't have a stadium. But even before a stadium, I still believe that we should have a athlete village.
Okay.
When I say athlete village, there should be a place where the athletes are comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable. So those are some of the things I think that needs to be done before a stadium. I've been to places where there are no stadium. I've been to places where it's just beaches, but I am not saying it was good. But at those same facilities, you find athletes are comfortable. You find a lot of equipment. So I think for me, that should be in the next step for the track itself, to just get equipment and get a facility area where the athletes should be comfortable.
I agree.
But we do need a stadium, and let me say that.
No, I definitely agree. You go out there, you're putting in your all, you're running, it's hard work, and then you don't even have a proper place to. Do you have a proper place to change your clothes?
I think they built something, but I think it's more football oriented, centered around football. So that's the only thing that I think of. Because at the end, the reason why, another thing with a stadium, man. Yes, there is a football field in the center of the.
Okay.
Well, they say it's a FIFA certified. I'm not sure. Probably somebody can correct me. I'm not sure, because I'm not really gonna go there to check see if a field is FIFA certified. I would check see if the track is IWF certified.
Yeah. Is it IW certified?
Yeah,
IWF?
the last time I asked, it was certified. I saw the documentation in terms of certificate. It is a certified track.
Okay.
I know with certifications, there are some things you have to do to uphold your certifications. I'm not sure of those fine prints in terms of what you have to do in terms of upholding your certification. But the last time I checked, it was a certified track.
Okay.
And it is the only 9-lane track in the Caribbean.
What you say?
Yeah, it's the only 9-lane Mondo track in the Caribbean. Not even Mondo track, the only 9-lane track in the Caribbean. We have something we could be boastful of.
Okay. That's large. Everybody else got like what, 8?
8, yeah, 8. 8 is the standard.
One question. Now we're talking about the Mondo track. So, and we spoke about Interprem earlier. As we all know, Interprem used to be at the El Camino Willet Park, removed to the Mondo track. What are your thoughts about the records being transferred? Do you think that the records should have been transferred, or do you think we should have retired those records, seeing that we are now on a different surface and a different environment? What do you think about it?
You see, what talking about this, sometimes not sometimes, I does get personal with it. For me,
Mm.
I think the record then should stand. The reason why the record then should stand, I currently hold the record for the 400
I,
meter for class
I
one
will wait to
boys.
hear you say that. I will wait to hear you say that.
But no, on a realistic note, I think the best thing that should have done, you probably start a new record books, but you just put these previous record in archives. Probably you can refer to them, but
No, but
I think they should
yeah,
have. I
I
should.
think, and I agree with you, right? Putting them in archives, I agree. And I think even when you announce a race, you would say, hey, the record from ETW was
Yeah,
this, the record for this
yeah,
track
you
is
should.
this, and can this record be broken? And you
Because the
even
some
compare it.
some the a lot well, one of the reasons why I never believe in converting hand time to electronic time, one, the previous record, you don't know the wind condition, you don't know the condition of the day, you don't know, probably time itself was not accurate on the day in terms of the person who was timing it. So there are a lot of different variables that can contribute in terms of time not be converted correctly, and wind is a big factor when it
When
comes
it's
around
not
track
being
and field. You're not allowed to go over 2.0 wind. Anything over 2.0 wind is considered
Mm.
an illegal wind, so your time won't be rectified by IWF. And I
Mm.
guarantee you, a lot of these records from the park are winded. The reason why I say that,
we need it.
the wind always hit you from your back coming down, always. So
Yeah.
I think we should have
When you say
just
the
get a
park,
new record book.
EW.
That's ETW.
Okay,
But
okay.
well, one other thing too, I don't think a lot of people really think about in the park that like for the 200, there's also a little incline going up, Like when you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
start,
Yeah,
you have to
I
start going up a small slope before you
Oh yeah,
remember.
like
yeah.
Bunyo. Bunyo.
Another thing, yeah, the 200 meter at Golf Park, I always say is the most difficult 200 meter anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
The two reason why I said that, you're running into the wind uphill. Most of the 200 meter is curve. On a standard track, you have a 100 meter curve, sometimes 110 curve, 90 meter straight. It could be 100 curve, 100 straight. So basically, you're running like indoors in
yeah,
at the ETW park. And indoors times, running indoor is very, very difficult in terms of the sharpness of the curve, etc. So I always say ETW park is one of the most difficult park to run in, especially the 400 and the 200 meter.
yeah, yeah. But so I was speaking to someone about that, about retiring the times and just starting fresh, and they told me no. As I think, matter of fact, we spoke to Cohen Wallace right here on this show about it, and he didn't agree
Oh yeah,
that we should retire the times. No, I remember that.
I didn't remember what his stance was on it, but yeah, we have that in the archive. To what's your favorite race? I wanted to bring up that when you talked about your time.
My favorite race?
Hmm.
My favorite race is the 200 meter, but my coaches said the 400 meter.
Oh,
Yeah,
To be honest, personally, I do believe the 400 meter is my
the
better
best
race.
race. Yeah, okay.
Um, yeah,
Oh, you
anybody
only
that
run two
does track and
races.
field,
You
yeah,
run the
anybody
100
that
too?
does. I'm terrible at the 100 meter. When you see me run 100 meter in Nevis, beating up people, I was just the better of the group. I trust me, I was never good at the 100 meter.
Mm.
wow.
I was never good at it. I'm always better at the 200 meter and the 400 meter. But the problem with the 400 meter, anybody that does track and field know how difficult it is to run a 400 meter. A 400 meter, you run it fast, it's hard. You run it slow, it's hard. You walk, it's still hard. And to prepare for a 400 meter, it's it's rough.
What's your what's your
It's
400-meter time currently? Because 400-meter is a
I
tough
have
race. So.
I have a run a 400 probably for the past 6, 7 years.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, if I do run it, it's just basically like probably it's a start of a competition. So I probably just run it to probably try to knock off any rust, but it's not like me running it to like competitive or even training for it or anything. To be honest, I can't remember. And the funny thing about it, right, when you talk about the 400 meter, I became the youngest national champion in track and field. That was back in 2011. I was 17 years old, and it was the 400 meter I won. I became a national championship. I'm national champion at age 17, running the 400 meter. And ever
Yeah.
since that, I never trained for 400 meters since that.
It was
I
just
used to
too
just
hard.
get up and run it. Yeah, I never like it though. I always tell people if you're gonna do something in life,
You gotta
I
love
always
it.
like you got to get a love for it. If you don't have a love for it, you will never give it your best shot.
Mm. If you pedal.
Well, you know, me train harder.
sometimes, sometimes it,
Yes, man.
sometimes it,
Yeah,
it
yes,
like
man.
that. You know what I mean? So you you know, like I said, I agree with you on where sorry, I don't know where this quote come from. I agree with you with what you said needed to be done over there at the track in terms of stages and what's next. And yeah, there is the need for the stadium, right? With that said, the track is still unnamed. You know, we still giving Mondo a lot of of advertisement, right? So if you had to name the track right now, and this is probably a question, right? What would you name the track after if you had to name the track right now?
To be honest, if I answer that question, it's gonna be it's gonna cause a bit of
It's called
controversy.
real.
But to
It's
avoid
called real talk. Yeah, yeah.
to avoid the uproar and controversy, I think you should name it Charleston Primary Track.
Wow.
I just kidding though.
Whoa! So
I
politics, you're
Hey,
so
no
after you
that
retire from you
no
went
the,
into
no
politics.
man that was just a joke. But you
Oh my
have
God.
persons like such as Corvin Wallace, the first Olympian, sorry. You have person like Maritza Williams. A lot of people don't know Maritza Williams is also an Olympian.
Yeah.
Maritza Williams competed in the 2008 Beijing Games. I
Hmm.
think she made it out of the first round, but she made it out of the first round for the 200 meter. But those are two people you have in mind.
Hmm.
But in terms of, for me personally, I would not want anybody to name something off of me,
Hmm.
knowing that you have work to come. When I say work to come, it is
Hmm.
it is incomplete. I I want something. I want my name to go on something though,
You want
shiny
your name to
and
go
looking
something?
good. Yeah.
Because I
No,
also was
when I say that, I mean like if you're gonna put my name on something, I want it to be something good.
completed.
Don't give me something that is not complete.
a fast road.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. So I wanna we're running out of time, but what do you want your legacy to look like when it's all said and done? You know.
Well, my legacy when it's all said and done, to just impact people's life. If I made a difference in your life in terms of me contributing to your development into it not even have to be in sports. If I made a contribution in you becoming successful in life, are you even becoming a man? Because there's a
Mm-hmm.
difference between a man and a boy. Are you becoming a woman? That's the legacy I want to leave, to just impact people's life, to just elevate people to a next level. It don't have
Mm-hmm.
to be in sports. Like I said, it could be just in life in general, to help you to
Mm.
become that person that you set out to become.
Yeah. Yeah. Who are the best barbecue in St. Kitts and Nevis?
But you get a lot. You have a lot of barbecue. I think it's on the
Ah.
Me know you got a lot. Me know you got a lot. You know what I mean? Okay, wait. Yeah, I saw one time I went on I think it was your WhatsApp, and I see you got what pork or something it was on there.
I think it was probably ribs.
Ribs,
Yeah.
and I know you came up to Florida and you touched them up in the annual barbecue competition one time too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but what are some of the struggles and what are some of the assistance that you've had when dealing with the SKN Athletic Association?
To be honest, I
Mhm.
never had any struggles with them.
That's good.
Like I said, the relationship could be better, if I must say. But I never had any struggles with them. I think my athletes have been treated fairly.
Mhm.
I think my athletes were selected when they were supposed to be selected.
Mhm.
The times that they did not, the time that they weren't selected, I don't think they deserve to be on the team. So me and my athletes, I never really get a bad treatment. I always tell people when it comes around sports, nobody could keep you down but yourself. And
Gotcha.
people tend to ask me why. If you're playing basketball, for instance, if you score 5 points, nobody will study you. If you're scoring 40 points consistently, nobody could keep you down. You've got to be picked. It's the same thing for track and field. If you go out there and you keep running fast, beating people, nobody could
Mhm.
keep you down. So at the end of the day, you yourself have to put yourself in the window to be selected. So if you know you're not, and I always tell my athletes, when it comes around track and field, do not be people close. If there's gonna be a debate between you and somebody else from Sinkit, you don't know who's gonna win the debate. So when you go out,
Mhm.
you beat them. So you beat them, so there won't be any debate. So okay, then I got to work with she, we got to work with he. End of story. And in that way there, so I never really had any bad treatment or anything from the matter of fact, I probably never had dealings with them either.
Well, that's a
Because
bad thing, though. That's a bad
when I
thing.
say
If you
bad,
never had it,
when I said
if you
dealings,
never, yeah, go ahead.
when I said dealings, is basically my at least them qualify. They just go on. Most times they're always a coach from Nevis, so that's where I do my communication with the coach from Nevis. So I never really had any dealings with them.
Wow.
And to
But
be
since
honest,
you have,
I think it's intentional for me not to have any dealings with them because I like okay then let me put it this way. I never been treated bad, so I just leave it alone. If my athletes is selected based on their performance, fine, and I just leave
yeah,
it.
the athletes are selected. Okay, cool. Well, you said the relationship could be better. In what terms, though? Because I,
When I say the relationship, when I say the relationship could be better. So for instance, this year all of the meets, the running meets, were held in Nevis, and I think it was held in Nevis by default. The reason why I said that it was never their intention in keeping it in Nevis. Most of these meets, the meets were kept in Nevis because the running stadium or running track is not in any good condition to host any meets in St. Kitts. I think if they had the opportunity to keep it elsewhere in St. Kitts, it would have done. So I said that to say this. There should be more meets in Nevis when it comes around track and field. Inter High this year kept in Nevis. To me, was one of the best Inter High I ever attended. It was well executed. Kudos to the team that put put Inter put the Inter High together and came up with a success. I think Inter High should be moving forward, seeing that it was already a success here. They should rotate it between Singles and Nevis. I am not saying you could bring it up here every year, probably 2 years in Sinkits, 1 year in Nevis, 2 years in Sinkits, 1 year in Nevis, because at the end of the day, Sinkits had to have a bigger population. But I think we could start with the Inter-High rotating it between Sinkits and Nevis. So that's basically it.
Okay. Okay.
That's a
That's a
start.
good point. Yeah, I would take that. Um, I definitely take that. And do you think we could see any any meet where Charlestown Primary compete against I think it's maybe even some other primary schools.
Well,
Do you think you could have something of that nature?
only meet I have ever attended with the Charleston Primary School was they had a Rams really primary school championship that was held probably back in 2022. It was the first one they ever kept, well, the first and only one.
Mm,
And we went down. We won the championship. The following
I
year,
remember.
they, they were supposed to keep it again. The schools from Sinkits pulled out. It was rumored that they did not want to participate with the schools from Nevis. So
Mm,
ever since that, we never had that championship. I don't think there are any meets in the pipeline are designed for Charleston Primary School to go out and compete against other schools. But saying that, I think that would be a wonderful opportunity to start
mhm.
something between the primary schools in St. Kitts and Nevis, because after interprimary, that's it. That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it. And
Right.
trust me, these children, well, for me at Charleston Primary, these children start to train like November, December, training for like
Mm,
for 3, 4 months just to run interprimary, and then that's it. I am For me, I always love to reward children. When you reward children, children tend to get motivated and want to continue doing what they are doing. So whatever you do with children, always reward them. If it is gonna be a snack or something, always reward these children, because at the end of the day, it's about them. It is not about us. You always have to reward children.
yeah, that's true. There's a question. Sorry. Susie wants to know, you have to be a strong advocate for Nevis athletics, and why is it the national team is always 99% Kittitians? And there's another question I want to ask you after that too. But that's a question from the audience.
Well, this is a 99% Kittitians. Well, I only could speak when I am there. I've for the past, my track club was founded in 2019. Ever since
Hmm.
2019, I've seen it. I wouldn't say fear. It could have been fear, but there have been a number of divisions on the national team. There have been years where you have sometimes 9, 8 children on the national team. There have been times where a lot of people go to Carifta, both from Singles and Nevis, who did not qualify, but they still got the opportunity to go. And I could
Hmm.
speak, and for the individuals, there have been athletes where did not qualify, and but based on how they have been performing during the running season, they went. So being saying that the team is 99% Nivision, I would not say that, but could more Nivisions be on the team? For me, as a Nivision, I would say yeah. Like that, I would definitely say yeah. Put them on. I always
All the time.
believe in putting. Sometimes we just give people a chance. Sometimes you just got to give them a chance to even let them fail. Because as I say, you could use failure as a stepping stone to propel you to elevate yourself forward.
Correct. You used to add anything for you, Coach? Because I had
No,
one more.
I agree. I feel like the person the Susie said 99% Kitchens. I think you have the Kitchens focusing more on the Kitchens athlete. I don't think it's 99% Kitchens. I have seen, like you said, that we have divisions in the team. I just think it's just the way how we have the coverage, but I don't feel it's 99% Kitchens really and truly. I think those days are kind of slowly moving away, and you have
Yeah,
seen when things. No, go
slowly
ahead, go ahead.
moving away, but it's slowly moving away. But could it be better? Most definitely could be better, but it's a stepping stone forward.
Mm,
I always say for me, if there is a sign that it's gonna work, it is something good in the pipeline. Let's just give it time. And to at the end of the day, you judge people based off of time. You judge you based off that what transpired.
My last thing before we go, I wanted to talk about the transition from primary school. That's the word, right? Primary, yeah, school athletics to high school athletics to professional athletics or whatever the next case. Like what? Why is there that fall off? It's almost like a cliff. Leaving primary school, going into high school, and even more so at the end, you hardly have anyone take athletics as seriously as you do, where it's even seen as a professional career with all the athletes that we've had. What's
Well,
your
I could
thoughts?
start with me.
Mhm.
I could start with me. One of the reasons why I continued at the high school level was looking up to personals like I saw Timothy K's run, I saw Kervin run, I saw Benja. I can't remember his first name, but they used to call him
Mhm.
Benja. I used to watch a lot of adults, especially at interprimary. I saw Stephanie and different athletes. They come run exhibitions interprimary, and I used to want, I want to be like these gentlemen. And I think that's one
Mhm.
of the that's one of the things we are lacking to the children, especially at the high school level. They don't have somebody, some athletes to look up to, and I think there are these children probably are miseducated when it comes around track and field. Not even track and field, sports in general. I think if these children are well informed in terms of like what they can get out of sports, it could be an education, it could be money, it could be different stuff. I always tell people saving $10 off of your tuition for college is a lot of money because college is very expensive. And you guys could testify for that. But if you can get
Mhm.
the opportunity, use the sporting aspect to get a scholarship to go to school, just take it. And nobody is asking you to if you want to continue and you finish, you continue. If you don't want to continue, you don't continue. But at the end of the day, you get an education out of your sporting discipline. If it
Mhm.
is you want a big house, you want a car, there's different a lot of different opportunities in sports. It don't have to be track and field. It could be football, cricket. You take cricket for instance. You don't have to make a West Indies team now to make money. You don't have to be a good technical batsman now to make money. Once you could hit the ball in a T20, playing for a franchise, you can make a lot of different money. Once
Yeah,
you could just hit the ball over the boundary, you're good. So you
that's
don't have
true.
to be technical. So there's a lot of ways you could be successful in life via using sports as an avenue. Scholarships, money, it also help you to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So that's some of the thing I think why the children fall off at a
Well,
high school high school level. And also I also I always say some of these children fall off at a high school level
Mhm.
because they are exposed to competition too young at the primary school level. When I say too young at the
Mhm.
primary school level, interprimary is quote unquote the biggest event in Nevis. Some of these children trained 4 5 months, sometimes 6 months. Probably some of them train all year round just to run an interprimary. And to be exposed to this rigorous training at a young
Mhm.
age, by the time they go high school, they're probably mentally out of it. When I say mentally out of it, if you train me so hard when me young, and me go high school and me got option to run on that, which one men choose?
Mhm.
okay.
So I think children are exposed to rigorous competition and rigorous training at a tender age. I think it should be more all fun for children. For me, my track club starts from the age 12 upwards. I don't
Mhm.
take anybody younger than 12-year olds. So I think that's one of the fall off for children in high school.
So you actually take them when they're going to high school, and I mean
Yeah.
another thing could be like Where are the idols, right? You know, yeah, they could look
Yeah,
at Usain Bolt, they could look at um Johan Blake and all the big names in the Caribbean, you know, but here in St. Kitts and Nevis, I mean, especially, you don't have somebody that they could look at and say, oh, that person is successful in track and
yeah,
field, you know. And also the respect, you know what I mean? The respect, and I think there is a lack of respect for our athletes as well, you know. And I think that is one of the things that we can improve on, you know, because once you make it to the Olympics and you do big, everybody want to cheer for you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But what about
And you
now
see,
when you're building?
another contributing factor, I think that plays a role in terms of children falling off at the high school level. Sometimes it could be when at the primary school, you in the primary school stage, you get mother, father, godfather, uncle, everybody come and support you.
Mm,
Everybody come and support you. But as soon as that they reach at that first farm level, probably godfather stop come, uncle stop come, father and mother only come. Second farm, only mother come. Third farm, nobody a show. So
Well,
sometimes it boils down to parent support too.
mm,
I gonna show you another angle, right? And
yeah,
it has to do with the school, the primary school versus the high school environment. So the
yeah.
primary school environment is a nurturing environment. So as a teacher, as a coach, you see these athletes and you want to keep them motivated, you want to guide them along the right path. Once you make it into high school, because now you're transitioning into another school, you don't have those individuals who necessarily looking out for these athletes the same way, may not push them the same direction. And once as a youngster, you got a little bit of freedom, you're gonna take it. So whereas you might have come out the Charleston Premier, you might have been accustomed to will it say, hey boy, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, da 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 da. Then you got in high school and you ain't gonna will it. You're on your own.
Mm,
Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
that environment that you're accustomed to has changed. And when an environment changes as an individual, you're gonna change too. And I think that's a part of it as well.
But one of the things I've picked up over the years is I'm in the primary school system. All of the children, well, I wouldn't say all, at least 95 of the children I trained at primary school, they go on and continue to run at high school. I only could speak for Charleston Primary. At least 95% of them go on to train.
mm-hmm.
I think probably as you say, probably one of the reasons is probably most of them join my track club too. So probably that's one of the reasons why they.
Mm,
No, I'm not saying it. I am the sole reason why they continue, but I just said that probably is a contributing
And
factor.
I'll give you another good example too. And we'll go back to a primary school, in the primary way back. The year when you would have had Trev and Jamie going head to head. You had these two individuals that had two parishes on their shoulder. An entire parish
Yeah,
support Trev and an entire parish support Jamie. So when you got that kind of
yeah.
support, when you got that kind of support, you feel it. But then you go first farm and second farm running together. So you made the come in as a superstar,
I
but now you're a regular person.
mm,
I remember I Interpremier where Chev beat Jamie. I think it was 100 meter, and Chev, I think it was super chicken lift
Chicken,
up Chev.
chicken, lift him up.
Away from I could have swear God, everybody get Chev up in the air like that. But that was the support. That was the
yeah,
support.
yeah.
Mm, mm. So I think these
That
kind of
was the
things
support.
is what happen as well. But I would like to see a lot of these youngsters who be watching in the Premier, who really putting on some good shows, continue because they got
But
talent.
we keep saying this. Every year after a school sports or interpremier, basically a sporting season. Oh, we have talent. We have this. We've been saying this from ever since I know myself. We have this. We have. But what are we gonna do with these said talent?
Mm,
Are we gonna just keep saying we have talent? What are we gonna do with these talents? The talent is always there. 'Cause I always tell people, black people in general, they are very talented,
That's a fact.
very,
That's
very,
a fact.
very, very talented.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So it's just for we to find an avenue to nurture these talent. It's just for we to just find an avenue, so these talents could be probably go on to be our next Olympians. I think Nevis, about Sinkers and Nevis underachieved in terms of producing Olympians. I just want to take the opportunity to thank Kim Collins for putting Sinkers and Nevis on the map when it comes around athletics. Also, you have person like Jason Rogers, Antoine Adams, these Delwyn Delaney. These are people that put Nevis on the map, but these were the last crop of individuals we had in terms of track and field. We're just gonna sit here and say, "Oh, we have the talent." It's about time we do something with these said talents.
I agree. I totally agree.
All right. I agree. But Queeley, coach, Royston, Sket, you don't know. I hope you had as much fun as we had, and I definitely want to
Yeah,
thank you for
man.
stopping by and chatting with us. You're always
I,
welcome to
I,
pass back. Yeah,
not well.
go ahead.
People like said not to cut you off, not to cut you off, but I cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
um,
ahead. No, you're good. You're the star.
before I forget, my track club, Immortals Track Club, will be hosting a summer camp for track and field. The summer
Yeah.
camp is start from the 8th of July. There are $75 registration fee. So persons who are interested in attending the camp is not for athletes only. If you're interested in running, basically the camp is designed for people. Basically, we teach them the foundation of running, teaching them how to use a blocks, teaching them how to do sprint drills, teaching them how to take a baton, teaching them how to take a lane. So you will not be training on a rigorous training program. Basically, it's just the foundation of running. So if you want to become an athlete, or you're trying to become an athlete, or you're already an athlete, or even if you're trying to lose weight, you can just come and register. The age range is from 5-year olds to 15-year olds.
Okay. No. Do you have a flyer for that?
Yes, I do have a flyer. The flyer
Right.
is on Immortals Track Club page.
Okay.
I
So
can send you the flyer when we
where's
get
that
off.
page? Where's that page?
On Facebook. On Facebook.
That page is on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Immortal.
where is Immortal? Where are Facebook, Instagram? Where? How do we reach? How do you get in contact
Well,
with
we
Immortal?
we just starting to use social media, so for now it's just Facebook. My
Mhm.
contact number is on Facebook, so I could give you my contact number here too. So if anybody who are interested in signing up, you can call me 661-2924. You can, if you don't want to call, you can send me a WhatsApp also.
Yeah.
But there are
Only.
registration forms. Registration forms, you can collect them at A1 Farms, and also you can collect it at any school on the island.
So it's Immortals Track
Hey,
Club.
I just sent it. I just sent it to you. I just sent
Yeah.
it to you. Check
Okay.
your WhatsApp. I just sent it to you.
Yeah, picking it up right now.
So quick respeed.
Yeah, picking it up. Well, I mean, I got it too. But, Reese is a quick. I Reese trying to be a track star too. I think you inspired him. You know what I mean?
Bye, listen, boy. If I could have got to the training, I'd have got to the training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Okay,
Yeah, man. But
I just
yeah,
don't,
man.
I
But
want to tell those who are waiting for the topics. The topics is still coming up, and I just want to say, forgive us, but we have a guest, and we definitely want to show the guests a lot of respect and love. So let me just. This is
That's it.
this is it right here. The Immortal
Yeah.
Register, and there's a number there. You could like they said, the Immortals Track Club. That's the Facebook page. Call that number. Get in shape. Learn the basics. Understand. Get the feel for it. Now, Sket. Unfortunately, we gotta
Thank you,
call it
Ira.
tonight. Definitely we gotta call it tonight because we got another show coming up. But I'm gonna
Most
give you
definitely.
the ability to, the opportunity to, say your last words on the platform. I also want you to know you're welcome here anytime. Anything you want to discuss, any conversation, if you want to promote, even if there's something you want to send, just say it on. But you're welcome here anytime. But go ahead.
All right then. Ira Reese, just let me take this opportunity to thank you for having me on this show. It was a great pleasure to be on your show. The discussion was a real good discussion. Also, just want to thank your listening audience for having me. And once again, just thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
All right, respect and the viewing too. Reese, what you can say to the people?
No man, tell the people stick and stay. Topics coming up next, but to Mr. Queeley, who I know as Sket, and I mean I want to tell you, your journey has been an impressive journey. I've known of your journey for quite some time. I've followed your career for quite some time, and then I really appreciate the work that you have done and the work you continue to do. I like the fact that you stick with the youngsters, and I mean, the youth need guidance, and they need people that they could look up to, and they could see a future within. So I want to tell you thank you for what you have done, and thank you for accepting the interview, man. Big up.
Yeah,
Most
cheers.
welcome.
Cheers,
Blessed.
cheers. And I
Bless.
also want to say all the best in your endeavors. I'm gonna go ahead and just wish you congratulations on your graduation coming up.
Yeah, man, blessings,
All right,
blessings
thanks.
for real.
I'm looking out for more and
Bless,
greater
bless.
things. Well, it
Yeah.
is. We're out and stick and stay for the
Bless.
topics with Alan and Reese tonight. And much love, respect. It's been real. This is real.
We on the corner, man. We on the corner, man. We on the corner, man. With that real talk. We on the corner, man. With that real talk, real talk, real talk, real talk.
Blossom don't cry. Without any sun. Lotus blossom don't cry.